Hi friends, this is part 2 of the video that was originally recorded on April 9th, 2021. The video got a little bit long, so I ended it abruptly, and this video starts just as abruptly, so my apologies for that, but thanks for watching. In the midst of just what's been a wild year. It's been a wild year and almost a half. It's just crazy to me. God is still good. He still loves me. He still, I was crying about this earlier, so I think I've got all the tears out, but just that realization that I know me better than you know me, right? I know my own issues. I know the things in my heart that I would never say out loud. I know the things that I regret. I know the things I wrestle with. I know the desires that I have to still kill. I know the temptations that I face. And there's probably stuff that I'm not even aware of. There's probably stuff I'm not even aware of that's out of order or wrong or sinful. But in spite of that, anytime I'm reminded of not just God's love, oh man, I feel the tears. I'm going to try and finish this up because I don't want to cry on this video. But it's not just God's love, which is amazing in and of itself, but then he wants to use you. He wants to include you in his story for the world, for other people's lives, right? I got to think about lately just the different people in my life who've just been a source of encouragement, or even just give me an example of how to love God at a young age. I think about my youth leaders. I think about some of my college professors. I think about some people who I met in college, and just people who I just admire and love and have such a respect for. And then I think about the fact that I know me. I know my frailties. I know there are some things I'm probably not aware of. And God not only loves me, but wants to use me to encourage other people. I don't think I can wrap my mind around that sometimes, because he could use anybody, He could use anybody. And the fact that he sees enough potential and value in me to not just have me sit in a corner somewhere and be loved by him, which would be enough, but to reaffirm the things he's put inside me, the passions and the voice he's given me, and to continue to not let me sit back on that. Oh man, I'm trying to make it, y'all. I'm trying to make it. I think the more I just love God. I just love God. I love how he takes people who were rejected and lets them find home and acceptance and love and safety in him. He's just such a good God. It reminds me of how the Bible talks about how God, how what he's done for us is adoption, right? He took people who were out doing their own thing, had no concern with him, and were left beaten up by the world, treated like trash by the world, disregarded by the world, forgotten by the world. And he brings them in and makes them family and esteems them and gives them a new name and showers them with gifts and just introduces them to a whole new life. And it's beautiful and it's safe and comforting and it's just home. And I think I've mentioned this before, adoption, since I was a young girl, has always been so near to my heart. And the fact that that's what God did and does with us is amazing. I don't think I pray I never get tired of that. I pray that never gets old. But yeah, today was, it had its challenges. Today definitely had its challenges. And just this whole thing of wrestling our thoughts is real. It's real. All day, every day, throughout the day, we can have all these different thoughts that come into our mind that are just discouraging for whatever reason, right? Or distracting. And we have to choose whether or not we're going to let those thoughts sit and with that we're going to meditate on them and let them just kind of marinate over and over, or if we're going to say, no, that's not true, or no, that's not my business, or that's not my concern, or that's not me anymore, you know? And the more I am committed to fighting those things and to just leaning into what God says about me, the better it helps me embrace who God made me and love on people around me and be okay with not being loved by people, you know, like to be okay with rejection from people, because I'm accepted by God. And no matter who rejects me, no matter what doesn't work out, no matter what hurtful things happen, God loves me. And I refuse to walk in fear of what people are going to do. I refuse to walk in fear of being hurt. I just refuse. And I'm going to refuse tomorrow and the next day. I'm fighting for freedom. I'm fighting to move forward and to not be back in that place ever again. So, yeah, that's where I am. It's been a bit of a rough day, but God has been so good, even in the midst of a rough day, to just remind me of his love and to remind me that he is truly our help and truly our friend and just the greatest love I'll ever know. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful. One day I'm going to look back on these videos and I'm going to be in a whole different place in life. And they're just going to serve as a testimony of what God brought me out of. And I'm just looking forward to that. Woo! And I never know who's going to ever see these videos, but I do hope that they help somebody else. If you're in this season where things seem uncertain, seems like there's some disappointment that you're walking through, just know God's got you. God's got you. And I wholeheartedly mean, I don't know how I would get through this last couple of years without God. I couldn't even imagine. Like honestly, the last couple of weeks, the last few months, but God is so faithful. And I never have to find out about life without God. I think that's beautiful. I think it's just beautiful. Yep. Okay. That's it. That's it for this video, because I feel them coming. I feel the tears are welling up and I refuse to give in today. So you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.